welcome to the first episode of Ratchet RN Speaks. It's yours truly, Nurse Ratchet. I just want to thank you so much for stopping by. First of all, I just want to talk about how grateful I am to be a part of this nursing community. I've been a nurse for 5 years now, and I have grown so much personally, career-wise, through motherhood, and I just wanted to create a safe space for fellow nurses and, future nurses, people who are interested in nursing, wherever you are at, whether you're a patient, whatever. I just wanted to create a safe space for us to have some mentorship, show each other love, answer questions, concerns, have giveaways, just make it fun. Because sometimes nursing can be so overwhelming, Now, why I called it Ratchet RN is a whole nother story. Ratchet RN pretty much describes my journey as a nurse. Like I said, started 5 years ago, and I've been in a lot of different situations since. So just a quick story about me. My name is Tansy. I'm from Miami, Florida, by means of Jamaica. And I believe that nursing is something that's a calling to me. It's in my spirit. It's in my DNA. And I'll explain later about how I'm related to Florence Nightingale. I just felt like this was my calling. There were so many instances in my life that led me to nursing. I initially actually wanted to become a doctor, and just working in the ER as a patient registration person, I really got to see who ran the show, which was nurses. And I really felt like I wanted a profession and a career in which I really connected with people on a real level. And I used to just observe doctors just come in and out of the rooms and not really make that connection, whereas the nurses were the ones in there really getting it grimy and really helping people hands-on. So I said, that's kind of what I want to do, and I pursued it. Now, in nursing school, there was so much adversity. I almost got kicked out of nursing school. Halfway through it, I was pregnant. I got pregnant. I had a professor, an OB teacher, during my OBGYN semester, just tell me straight up, like, listen, you're not going to graduate if you're pregnant. This is a very intense course. We told you in the beginning that you have to dump your kids, dump your husband, dump your job. And if you're pregnant, you're just not going to succeed. And despite all of that, I succeeded. I put my middle finger up, I can't believe it. But anyways, so yeah, I was working full time during nursing school, pregnant, dealing with, trimester by trimester issues, not really knowing where I was gonna land, not really sure what specialty I wanted to do. And so when I got out, I just did everything. I've done jail nursing, I've done travel nursing, I've held 3 different nursing licenses in different states in these 5 years. I've done ER, urgent care, trauma, level 1 pediatric ER. And now all of that has led me to where I am now, which is I do nurse care management with patients who are struggling with opiate use disorder and all substance use disorders and mental health. And what I've learned from that is that nursing school has failed us incredibly. In nursing school, we didn't get the education that we deserved as it pertains to mental health and addiction and substance use and abuse. And there's so many people out there struggling with this disease. We see it every day on the news, overdoses, people using Narcan to help zap people out of their overdose. There's so much going on with this opiate crisis, and it is truly a public health emergency. Pharmaceutical companies, the Sackler family, just so many companies have got people addicted and gave them no way out and no help. And so every day I deal with patients crying to me about how their children have been taken away from them, how their lives have been downhill, how they can't stop from doing what they're doing, how their family relationships are ruined, their careers are ruined, their reputations are ruined, they're in and out of incarceration. They have so many diseases. They're impacting our emergency rooms in our hospitals. They're in withdrawal. They're in suffering and pain. And the medical community that has done this to them has essentially turned their backs on them. And that's where the nurses come in. We are the solution to this problem. And I'm so glad that I've gotten the training that I've gotten to be able to address this. And I'm so grateful to be a part of such a great organization that's revolutionary in treating opiate use disorder and substance abuse, and really providing patients and just people of the community with so many resources and so many ways to get help. And I really felt so inclined to share this with you guys, because I know that, you know, as nurses, we need to not only take care of each other, but that in turn helps us take care of our communities. You know, we have a lot going on. We have our own colorful lives. We have our own mental health. And so with this process, I've learned so much about myself, about how to use these skills and tools to help with my personal development, my family, my friends, my relationships. There's so much growth in learning from our patients and their resilience. And I really want to pass that knowledge on. So if you're still wondering why you should even listen to me, I am here with you. I'm not one to talk about how wonderful of a nurse I am and how great I am. I've changed so much over the years and have grown so much of it over the years. And I just want to share those tips and tricks and tools that I've used to help me grow. I was once that ratchet nurse, like terrible, you know, outspoken, on the floor, you know, engaging in coworker beefs and drama. I, you know, used to just take a lot of shortcuts to patient care. You know, that nurse who's not counting her respirations, but charting it, you know, doing, you know, not wiping off the vials with alcohol, not doing everything you can do to make sure that you are 100% giving all your efforts. Now, did I care about my patients? Of course I did. I came into nursing to care for patients, but sometimes you get so overwhelmed with all of the different aspects, from management to floor politics to the actual patients, their families screaming at you, parents screaming at you. You know, you become this one-man show, respiratory therapist, unit secretary, all in one, that you tend to take shortcuts and allow that to undercut your practice. So I'm here to reel all of that in, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. I'm not perfect and I'm still growing and learning. So, you know, I really wanted to create this safe space in this community for us all to learn from our mistakes in a way that's not judgmental and punitive, and just really grow and learn from each other. So what I hope you learn and gather from this series, I'm going to be doing weekly videos, and on a weekly basis, we're going to be going over things that provide connection with our patients. Like I said, I went from a nurse who was getting screamed at by doctors in the ER, you know, getting written up a couple of times. I'm not afraid to admit all of that ratchet stuff I did, you know, and what I've done to overcome that and be to where I am today. You know, now I get texts from doctors that and my team members saying how grateful they are for me to be a part of their team, how I'm such an important part of the team. And it just makes me feel good. And I want to share that knowledge with you, because I see so many nurses on YouTube talking about how, you know, they had to quit their nursing jobs, quit the profession. And that breaks my heart, because this is such a wonderful profession to be a part of. You know, you are not just a nurse. You are a super hero, you know, and we are the glue to healthcare. We are the liaison. We are our patient advocates. We are the community advocates. And what we do is so important. So we need to hold on to every good nurse that's out there and transform those ratchet nurses into expert nurses. So I wanted to flip the word Ratchet RN around to empower us, to make it so that when you hear about a ratchet nurse, you're actually you hear a nurse that's transitioning from ratchet to expert, from bad to great, you know, someone who's growing and learning. And that's how you really determine someone, is not by who they were, but who they're becoming. So I invite you to subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Ratchet RN_speaks. So thank you so much for listening. If you found any value in this video, please follow and subscribe. There's much more content coming to you. I'm gonna have so many giveaways and goodies for you guys. I'm gonna be bringing on some expert nurses, some guests. So we're gonna change it up every week and do something different. But I'm just so excited to give you this knowledge that we weren't given in nursing school. So once again, I invite you to change your mindset, because it's gonna change your practice and your life. And do more, be more, serve more. And remember, don't be ratchet. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ratchet RN Speaks. I'm Nurse Ratchet, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Mwah. Love to you.